YouTube. Cowie636 here. It's a beautiful evening. First of all, sorry that I have to do this at night, but I wanted to do this video before the weekend. My weekends are stupid busy, and I was at work all day, so another nighttime video is what you get, so sorry about that. But anyway, I wanted to make a response video to the video I just put up yesterday about tailing that drunk driver for a half hour or so and getting him pulled over and arrested. First of all, thank you. I never expected that I'd receive such a positive and overwhelming response to that video. A lot of people saying a lot of nice things about me, and I really appreciate that. All I was doing was, you know, looking out for everybody else and myself as well. I didn't really think anything of it at the time. It just seemed like the right thing to do. So again, thank you for that. It's much appreciated. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to respond to a few people on Reddit specifically. I posted the video on Reddit, and the response there was overwhelmingly great. Everybody was saying, commending me at what I did, and I'd do it again, of course. It's not like I go out looking for shit like this, but sometimes it just happens, and when something like this happens right in front of me, I guess I'm just one of those people that can't ignore it. But there were a few people on Reddit that were responding not so favorably to me. A few people were saying that, you know, everybody makes mistakes, and the last thing that we need is some asshole with a GoPro going around and, you know, making a spectacle of people's mistakes. To that, I respond, of course everybody makes mistakes. We're only human. That's only natural, but I cannot abide by a mistake that puts others' lives in danger, and drunk driving accounts for, somebody posted this statistic on the Reddit page. I think they said something like 34% of fatalities in vehicles are caused by a drunk driver. 34%. So when somebody is clearly wasted and driving in front of me, yes, I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to get them arrested. I'm sorry about that, but that's just what I'm going to do, because I couldn't live with myself if I did nothing, just ignored it and said, oh, well, you know, he's probably close to home. You know, he's just had two drinks, and I'm sure he'll be fine. And something were to happen, and I could have prevented it. You know, not to say that I'm some sort of vigilante or you know, sheepdog who, you know, thinks he's a cop or anything, but in a way I'd feel responsible, because I have witnessed the action. I was a witness to it, and I did nothing when I could have done something. So that's what I say to the one person who said that, you know, I'm just an asshole going around with a GoPro, you know, calling out somebody on their mistake. It's a lot more serious than just a simple mistake. I had a few more people on Reddit say that I was recklessly driving, endangering myself and others, catching this guy. That's nice. Catching this guy, you know, by recklessly speeding, putting myself and others at risk. And I say to that, first of all, the roads were almost empty when I was doing this. I think somebody screenshotted my video and showed that at one point my speedometer indicated I was going 91 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. And yes, okay, I was speeding a little bit. I wanted to catch back up to the guy so I didn't lose him or have the police pull over the wrong car, because that would have been pretty shitty. But it's not like I was weaving through lanes or passing people illegally. All the passes I made on the highway were legal. I was passing on the left. I wasn't shooting past anybody. I wasn't driving recklessly. I've seen plenty of people drive recklessly on motorcycles, and I know that probably a lot of you guys have too. And that just was not reckless driving. And, you know, people can armchair me all they want and say what I did was reckless and that I was endangering others' lives. But I firmly disagree. Even though at certain points in the video, yes, I was traveling above the posted speed limit, but I was doing it in a safe area. I know the roads around here very well, and I wasn't doing it in densely trafficked areas. I just don't think that briefly traveling above the speed limit like I did was as big of a deal as some people think. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong. That's just my opinion, and the overwhelming response of Reddit seems to agree with me, but maybe we're wrong. I mean, we could be very well wrong, but in my opinion, what I did put nobody's life at risk, did not put my life at risk. And some people didn't believe me when I said that my speedometer on this motorcycle is a little bit optimistic. And it is. Just like just about any other Japanese sport bike, it is. I can show this to you now. As you can see, I'm traveling about 60 miles an hour. And if we look at my GPS unit, I don't know how well you can see that, but it says I'm traveling 55, 56 miles an hour. 54, 55. And this discrepancy in indicated versus actual speed increases as my speed increases. So when my speedometer in that video showed that I was going 91 miles an hour for the literally, you know, 4 seconds I was traveling that fast, I wasn't going anywhere close to 91. I estimate that I was going in the low 80s. Our speed limits here are 70 miles an hour on the highway. So yes, I was speeding, but it definitely wasn't to the degree that some people were accusing me of. And I'm not trying to justify my speeding. I will admit that yes, when the conditions are favorable and I'm not putting anybody at risk, yeah, I like to speed a little bit. I don't think you can blame me. It's fun. But it's certainly not why I get on a motorcycle every day. And it's certainly not what the focus I think should be on in that video that I put up. I'm a firm believer in that there's a time and a place for everything. A lot of people on sport bikes get a really, really bad reputation because a lot of people, you know, get on their sport bike, their super bike, or their super sport, you know, weaving in and out of traffic on the highway, splitting lanes. Lane splitting is a whole nother argument. I think when done safely, it's very beneficial, but that's another talk. But a lot of people, you know, are quick to prejudge sport bike riders based on those bad apples that just, you know, ride their wheelies 100 miles an hour plus down the highway. And, you know, good impressions don't stick with people. It's the bad impressions that people are going to remember. So I definitely think there's a stereotype there. And so I guess I can see where people are coming from when they see that video that I posted and see that I'm traveling over the speed limit here and there. But like I said, there's a time and a place, and the road was clear. I wasn't endangering people. I wasn't passing illegally or, you know, splitting lanes or doing anything to put myself or others at risk. Obviously, when I'm riding, my safety is my #1 priority at all times. And the safety of others as well. Oh shit, I can't go right here. That was a calculated and careful decision that I had made based on what I felt was necessary, and based on the response of both dispatcher and the responding officers on the scene. I think I did the right thing. And like I said, you can disagree with me if you'd like. You're more than welcome to. I think healthy discussion and dissent only increases the whole sharing experience. The one other comment that I remember off the top of my head was saying that, oh, you should have just called him or called the police and just not followed him and just let the police do their thing. And if you watch the video, the police took a while to respond and find this guy and find our location. And of course, when I was in the situation, it felt like forever. It felt like I was following this guy for 2 hours. But at night, if I give him a direction to travel and a general description, I don't think that's good enough for the police to find him. I think he would have easily gotten lost in traffic, and I don't think the police would have got him if I would have just said, oh, he's traveling this way and it looks like a Camry or something, and yeah, I think he's drunk. So I think that me being able to follow him was the reason that he was able to get pulled over and taken off the streets that evening. This actually works out well because this is exactly where I spotted him for the first time, here on Adams Road and coming around this corner. Now this is a divided highway here, as you can see, and as you could see from the first video. And if you watch the video, there was a semi-truck about right here who startled the guy and made him turn around in that turnaround right there to go the correct way. And the entire reason that I started following this guy was because if that semi-truck would not have been there with his bright-ass headlights to scare this guy over to the correct side of the road, I would have been on a direct course to hit this guy. He would have been coming right at me in my lane, and yeah, I probably could have gotten around him or whatever, but that's freaking terrifying. I mean, the guy was obviously drunk, impaired. He might not even have seen me coming. He saw a semi-truck, but a semi-truck has about 15 times more lights on it than this bike does, and it's a lot bigger too. So all I'm saying is if that semi-truck wouldn't have been there, this could have ended up very differently. Instead of putting up a video of me tailing a drunk guy and having him pulled over, I could have been putting up a video from the hospital of me getting hit head-on by a car. So I think that's the reason I started following him. To everybody out there, if you see somebody who you might think is driving impaired, please report it. Please don't just assume that he's near home or just a bad driver. Please, if you see somebody weaving in their lane or making sudden stops or sudden abrupt movements, or driving on the wrong side of a goddamn divided highway, please do the right thing. Please call the police. I'm not saying follow the guy, do whatever you're comfortable with, but please, you never know what kind of accident or incident you could be helping avoid. I don't always like to go for the worst case scenario, but there's always that what if. So please report impaired drivers. But anyway, I've done enough ranting, enough rambling. I just wanted to touch base and kind of respond in a more detailed manner to these people than text can allow. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to my channel if you'd like. I'm going to have some more moto vlogs coming up in the future and some more riding videos and whatnot. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate all the positive feedback. Hearing the overwhelming response from everybody restores my faith in humanity a bit. It's nice doing what I think is the right thing and then being affirmed for that. So thank you so much. Again, I really appreciate it. And to all the riders out there, ride safe, rubber side down, shiny side up, and we'll be in touch. Take care.